The first interior that we see is in Jason's house, and you can already see that it's very detailed but also not busy with stuff going on. Has a lot of work to be done. There's not even curtains in the window. Some of the walls aren't even there. And even the ceiling is not done yet. And this is just one of every single interior in Grand Theft Auto 6 from what we've seen in trailer 2. And this video is going to be all about that. It's probably going to be a long one, so strap in boys, let's go. Now there's two types of interiors. The first one is when the camera is inside an interior. The second one is when the camera is outside where you can see the interiors, but just a little bit of it. Now this one obviously shows the inside of the interior, and there's so many little details that really drive the story of what this place is all about. This is obviously a little bit of a souvenir shop, and so it has all sorts of things representing that. It also has maybe a lounge section. Maybe it's just a friend chilling right there. That could also be true. Here we can see outside of the building, looking in, that it's kind of unsure whether these are enterable. I don't really see parallax or any kind of sign that it is a real interior inside these houses. So you guys let me know what you think about that. And with shots like this, it's also pretty difficult to see. Now we know that this is Ocean Beach, and this is a very predominant part of Vice City. So if there is going to be places with interiors, it's probably at least going to be the main lobby of some of these buildings right here. But because the RTX reflection on the window, it's difficult to see within. Now here we can see how detailed everything is, from the walls to the floor to every little piece of vegetable, to the trash bin and the trash bag. Even the lottery machine is dirty. And I got a feeling that every piece of electricity that we can see in the trailer is actually going to be accurate in the game, just because of how many details Rockstar puts in these games. They want to go all in with GTA 6. Now in this shot, maybe it's a warehouse or like a skate park. Let me know what you think is inside here, but you can see that this is see-through with all the little poles right here, and so this is going to be an enterable place. We just don't know what it is that's behind here. And something I do want to add is just when looking at the background, this little part looks almost real, just the lighting and everything. It's amazing, man. Now it's very quickly, but you can see here at the top right that this is indeed like some sort of interior going on right here, but we just don't know what it is. Here you can actually see that you can go inside this prison tower. This prison guard actually walked up this tower to get here, and he probably has his own little routine, as we know from Red Dead Redemption 2, that all the NPCs have their own routine. They live their whole lives, and you can actually follow them in the game to see where they go, what their job is, what they do. Now here we have another interior shot, kind of from the outside, but you can see a lot of the inside. And this is your basic office. It has everything that a basic office has, but Rockstar really thought about everything that is in here. There's no doubt that they actually went to a prison like this and just location scouted everything. You can see that there's Bluetooth mouses and keyboards. There's even maybe like a towel or something there. You obviously have the camera right here, the security camera. You have this little thing, which I want to order in real life, but I don't know the name of it, so let me know what this is. And you have some boxes here. So maybe this guy just lost his job and is kind of moving away or something. We don't know. The crazy thing is that the computer screen actually not only reflects on his glasses, but also on his badge, on his clothes, even on the back of this little microphone thing. This little bluish highlight is from the screen, and it even highlights his hands and the keyboard as well. So every little light source is going to be interactive, especially displays such as phone screens and computer screens and TVs. I can imagine that if you turn all the lights off in this interior, the computer screen will still be a light source. So that's super cool. Now here you can see that bed of Jason that we also saw a little bit earlier. That's actually this bed right here. It's a cozy bed. Maybe they want to have a little bit of a bigger bed, but for now this will do. They do need to go through their origin story and get some money for a bigger bed, so seems logical. And here you can also see this little fan fanning around. Super cool. Now this is the interior of the bank, and the reason it's red is because the security went off. It's a bust, so they're gonna have to shoot their way out of here probably. And again, the computer screen reflection is there. But you can also see, I think this is marble right here, which looks super nice. And I just love that everything turns red once the security is breached. And here we have again these Bluetooth mouses and keyboards with the lotion, which is kind of wild. And for 2 or 3 seconds, you can see that there are some administrative folders right here. And some other details. I think these are glasses. The chairs also look very detailed. You can just see what kind of material it is from real life. Here you can see kind of a back office. Then you have these neon kind of lights of probably the name of the place that they're at or the department. And as you can see, this is probably the front of the bank with some chairs where somebody can probably get some advice or something. And this is in fact the same building. Obviously the red gives it away, but also the marble right here gives it away. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm actually 30 subscribers from 5,000 subs. So if you want to subscribe, I'm trying to get to 5 trillion, bazillion, gazillion subscribers actually. So let's get there by tomorrow. Back to the video. And then here, we don't really know where this is. It doesn't really look like Jason's house. Maybe this is a different place just because of how the background looks. But it could also be Jason's house. We just don't know. It's too difficult to see. This right here is the rusty anchor, and you can see here in the interiors that there's a couple of lights, and we know that this has an interior because a couple of shots later will be inside this interior. Now here we have Brian's Boat Works and Marinas, which you can see is going to be a place that you can just walk into. And there's probably gonna be some missions here, like this exact moment right here, where they're packing something up to drop later on. Here we have the inside of the rusty anchor right here, and it looks so cool. It looks so fun to be in. It's a really cozy place, and you can actually see that there has been a lot of hurricanes because they actually write them down. So maybe those are the hurricanes that this rusty anchor bar has survived. We're not really sure, but there's a lot of Easter eggs in this one little bar, but that's probably gonna be for another video. And you can see that there's also a kind of back room right here, probably some storage or a kitchen right there, something like that. Maybe it's the freezer, that could also be the case. But I just love all these little LED lightings and stuff. I really like it. Then we have this boat interior. Now it's on the top of the boat, but it still counts as an interior in my opinion. It has a little bar and cool chairs right there, and everything is just so detailed, man. It's insane. There's drinks and cocktails, even plants right there, and yeah, it's super amazing. All the reflections, like at the top, these reflections right here, also the reflection right here, so cool to see that it all works in real time. This is a car interior, might do a different video on that. Then we can see that this is Club 919, and you can already see the red lights in the interior right here, teasing what this is. And obviously this is that interior, and you can see that there's a lot of like displays with cool little visuals going on, beautiful lights. It's very dark, very atmospheric, which is exactly how a club like this should look. A lot of fog as well. And Jason is having a great time looking at Lucia. But now we are here, where Jason is having a little bit of a less good time. Now this is a different building. This is gonna be the Jack of Hearts. The reason I know this is because Dre, in a mission from the footage of 2022, is taking Lucia and Jason on a little tour through the Jack of Hearts, introducing the different characters there. And so this is kind of the end of that tour where they're at the back rooms to talk some business, and it's not really gonna go well. But you can see how rough this place is. Just stuff laying around everywhere. People don't really care about all the cleaning or whatever. It's just a regular back room. Here again, you can see all the details on the walls and the ceilings. It's absolutely amazing. You can even see that there's writing on here. Maybe it's blood, but I don't think it's blood. blood and maybe it's just red. I'm not really sure, but interesting. This shot obviously implies that there's an interior right here. We don't know which one because trailers are most of the time just out of context shots put together. Here we have the interior of Brian's Motorworks again. This interior, we don't know where this is. This might be from trailer 1, that body cam shot, but we have absolutely no idea which interior this actually is. It looks like the same interior as this. It looks like the same scene with this mystery policeman right here, which we still don't know anything about. And you can see this is a rough place, you know, people don't really care about hygiene or keeping the place clean. It's a pretty old building, I think. This is also a very sketchy place to be. This doesn't really look like a police office. This looks like some kind of hideout or something. You let me know what your conspiracy is on this place. Where is this? And maybe if we know where this is, we might be able to figure out as well what kind of things are usually done in places like this. Then we have Baylock saying bra bra bra, and you can also see the interiors of the buses and the interiors of the metro right here. Pretty cool. Love it. Here again, probably in Club 919, maybe a different sort of club because the lights are a little bit different, but it looks like a very luxurious club. A lot of fancy pants people going in there. This is one of my favorite interiors right here with Lucia inside this fight club. This is because it's reminiscent of the Ballad of Gay Tony's GTA 4 interior where you have this little fight club that you can go to. Also, of course, alluding that you can learn different fight styles. We don't know if that's true, but we hope that that is the case. Here we can see that airplanes have also interiors, at least some of them, looking very detailed as well. We have no idea where this is, very difficult to see. Again, this is probably Club 919, unless they're going from club to club in this kind of mission where they probably go to Vice City for the first time, maybe? Now here we don't really see a lot of interiors, but there's a lot of suggested interiors because there's people on the terrace right here alluding that you can go into there as well. There's people here on the balcony alluding that you're probably going to be able to enter that as well. You have here on the top also a balcony, maybe you can go into that interior. So I have a feeling that you can probably get into all of these buildings and maybe only the lobby, maybe you can go into the elevator and actually go into every room. We just don't know yet. Also, this is a very popular building right here in Miami. Somebody probably knows the name, but I know that this is a very popular building. Then here we can see a lot of interiors actually. We can see that this has an interior right here, as well as the room next to it. We can see that the curtains on the other interiors are closed, but here they're open, here they're open, here they're partially open. So I'm guessing that these are all enterable, as well as at the bottom floor, obviously, the place itself. Taste to pleasure. Looking really nice. Here we have Sinful Sunday, but also Seduction Saturday. Probably at the Jack of Hearts because this is, I think, Booby right here who is the owner of that place. And here we have Jason's house again, and you can see that this is opened right here. Maybe you can open and close these just like in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'd like to include this little buzzard interior right here, looking very nice. I do think that all these yachts have interiors. It sure does look like it. Now here you can actually see that this does have an interior right here. Maybe it's parallax or something else, so it's kind of faked and you can't walk into it, but it sure does look like it's an actual interior. We'll just have to wait and see if it's actually walkable. Same with this one, you can see inside. You can also see there's a big interior right here with all these rooms being fully opened, and here are just a couple of them. So I'm just so curious, just like in these buildings, if there's actually gonna be interiors walkable, and if it's gonna be so much of it, because it looks like if you can enter all these interiors, man, that's a lot of stuff to explore. Here we have the hotel room that Jason and Lucia are staying at, where she doesn't have the ankle monitor anymore, I think. No, she doesn't have one on. So this is probably the moment that they're free or something. And you can just see how realistic this all looks, man. It almost looks like a real picture. It's crazy. All the imperfections in the wood and stuff. It's, yeah. Beautiful boat interior right here. And you cannot really see the interior of the police helicopter, but oh well. I don't know if here is an interior or it's just the exterior light, but it might be that this building is still opened and that's actually the interior light right there that's still on. And here again you have Benny's Motor Works from a closer look right here, working on a beautiful little boat. And here is the final shot where we might be able to enter these villas right here. This interior sure looks like it's enterable, or at least you can look inside of it. And then you have all these skyscrapers, man. Whoo! You can also see through some of these, which is actually a little bit wild from this far off. It's gonna be an insane game. And this wasn't even everything. We still have all the screenshots. Let's get into that in the next video. I just decided to do it a two-part because it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all these members on screen for being here with me. Love you guys. If the video about all the screenshots, interiors is already out, you will be able to click it when the beat drops. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.